is my part to talk about what David Berkowitz did, the actual attacks. The first attack started in 1975 on Christmas Eve. The two victims were an unknown woman and Michelle Foreman, and she was taken to the hospital after her attack. The woman that was allegedly attacked was never identified, and Michelle Foreman didn't know who she was. Not long after this time, David Berkowitz moved to Yonkers. Donna Luria and Jody Valentini were attacked on July 29th, 1976. They just had dinner, and they were talking in the car, and a car came by and just shots were fired into the car, and Donna was shot in the chest and killed instantly, and Jody got shot in the thigh and survived. There were cult connections to this particular murder. They said it was actually David Berkowitz that said that cult members watched him as he shot the two women. Donna described the assaulter as a white male, about 30 years old, 5 foot 9 inches, weighing about 160 pounds. The next shooting was Carl Denario and Rosemary Keegan. This happened on October 23rd, 1976 at about 1:30 in the morning. After the shots were fired, Denario was shot in the head. He ended up getting a plate put in his head, and surprisingly he survived. Keegan wasn't hit at all, and she actually thought that she was, because there was so much blood and guts everywhere, and she was thought to be hit, but she wasn't. This was another one of those shootings where there was cult connections involved. However, for every time that I say that there is cult connections, this is all on David Berkowitz's word, and there may or may not have been a cult. Donna DeMasi and Joanne Lumino, they were both shot on November 26th, 1976. They were walking in the street just talking, and a man came up to both of them and said, "Excuse me, can you tell me how to get?" And he stopped, and then all of a sudden he started shooting. He shot each of them once, and after they fell, he shot both of them again and again. Donna and Joanne were both hospitalized. However, Joanne became paraplegic after the incident, and Donna died. Christine Freund and John Deal were shot on January 30th, 1977 at 12:40 in the morning. They were both just sitting in the car, and there were shots fired coming from the windshield, and Christine was shot twice, and John just had like minor injuries, and Christine died 2 hours later, and there were cult connections also involved in this one. David Berkowitz said that the planning of this, he was helped by cult members. The next shooting was Virginia Foster Chegan. It was done on March 7th, 1977 at 7:30 p.m. She was walking home from school, and this would be the first person that was shot all by herself. She was shot several times, and she was holding a textbook, and she tried to use the textbooks as a shield, but the shots penetrated the books, and she was instantly killed. This shooting was also said to have cult connections, and this is particularly interesting because he says that he used this particular shooting as a rouse to confuse the police by changing the modus operandi of the shootings. There were several more. Let's see, Alexander Isu and Valentina Surandi. They were shot on April 17th, 1977 at 3:30 in the morning. Each were shot twice. Valentina died instantly, and Alexander died several hours later at the hospital. Moving on. Next to Sal Lupo and Judy Palladio. On June 26, 1977 at 3 o'clock in the morning. Judy was just talking to Sal, and she was saying, "This Son of Sam is really scary. The way that guy comes out of nowhere, you'll never know where he'll hit next." And then just minutes later, out of nowhere, shots were fired, and both were hit, and both were not really major wounds at all, and both survived. Stacy Moskowitz and Robert Volotin were on July 31st, 1977 at 2:35 in the morning, were making out in the car. A man rode by, and he just started shooting, and both were shot in the head. Stacy died on the scene, and Robert survived. However, he had like nerve damage to his eyes, and this is another one where cult connections were involved. And in this one, it was another one of those where David Berkowitz said that his cult members helped him to plan the attack. Alright, I'm pretty sure next my group members will be telling you about how he was caught and what happened with that. Alright guys, have a great evening. Bye.